Greetings everyone, welcome back to my channel again today. It's a nice day today. The funny part about this is that spring came, right? We had spring, the date, and then all of a sudden we had 2 feet of snow. And the snow started melting and it got warm and then cool and warm and cool, but most of it's gone. And then guess what? In a couple days, we're going to get 2 more feet of snow or more. So they're saying again, winter just doesn't want to leave. I'm really not sure why. I just thought that's really funny. I don't know where you are, where most of you are from, but this is New England, and basically we can just about get anything. But whatever. Okay, well, what we're going to do today, take another one of my older paintings that I did when I first started watercolor. And I've been doing this lately. I've been taking the older ones and then sprucing them up because I found this medium called jelly gouache. Now here's the jelly gouache. Kind of messy because I've been painting. And here's the watercolor. And honestly, you really just can't even tell the difference. And you really can't tell the difference when I'm painting it. I mean, it just doesn't. If you looked really, really close, almost like microscopic looking, you might see that there's like a chalkiness, but really no. I mean, they're so similar, but the jelly gouache paints have a stronger pigment, much stronger pigment. So what I'm going to do here, not much, but what I'm going to do here is add some more things. Like I'm going to come in here with this, with my brush and my paints, and I didn't think it was necessary to say what I seem to hear all the time, which when you want to paint, you kind of know by now. You're using paper towels, brushes, you get your watercolor paper, water, etc., etc. So I didn't think I need to go into that all the time. But I want to add a little bit of red into some of these branches, like maybe where they meet here, in a few different places. Now I've got a really good tip here, so I want to accentuate some of the. I'm going to add a little here and in here, because red always seems to accentuate, trees and barks and leaves and foliage and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm just going around with the red, whatever red you have. Mine's actually now, it's kind of like burnt red because it's mixed in with quite a few other colors. And I'm just sort of bringing that over here, and I'm flicking it a little bit because I actually want to depict some feathers. So little flicks with the tip of my brush, hardly any pressure whatsoever. Around here, I'm adding this to the bird. Whether or not he really has it, I don't know, but I'm doing it. I kind of like it. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get that paint off my brush, wash it off really well. I'm going to come over here to the white, my Chinese white, I believe it is. And I want to add more highlight up here on his head, and I want to I can't talk. Accentuate, there we go, that part above his eye, but I got a little too much into the black, so I'm just going to take the black, come back here, and then I'm going to have to do it again. Okay. Wow, it's not working with me here this morning. I guess we're going to have to add the white again for the eye after. No problem. Okay, there's that. Let's go to the white. I think the paints need a little too much water on that one. Well, gee. Okay, let's let me spray my paints a little bit here. Actually, I'm wrong. That's the gouache. Okay. But I do believe it is my Chinese white that I put in the same palette. Well, let me go back in here. If I can. Here we go. All right, so that's what I wanted to do there. Put a few more things there. Come over here. Add some more highlight for this, the top of the bird here. That's kind of whiten up some of his white front area. Coming in again makes it look a little more feathery. You know what I mean? And adding that like that. This doesn't need to be any darker. That's plenty dark. I think I might take some of the light blue, come in here and just sort of add some lighter blue in places. I'm not sure what this is the gouache, so there's a little bit of, there's some different colors in there, so I'm sort of using those a little bit. I kind of thought that'd be kind of fun. Add that in there, and then sort of kind of add the water, and then come back in to, there we go. Music's a little loud, sorry, I'll try to talk a little louder. And then what I'm also going to do, matter of fact, I think I'll turn it down. I kind of wanted some music to paint by, but I don't want to have to scream to do the video. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, add a few more berries, and leave a little, on some of them, leave a little white dot-like area for the highlight. And I'm going to put some more here. What I wanted to do was add some more berries to this. I'm going to add a little purple to that as well, so that one side is darker than the other. I will say a tip on the jelly gouache. It does dry quicker in your palette than watercolor. So you just have to keep that in mind. Leave yourself a little white on one of them, or several of them. Can't there because it's in the, but there we go. I thought I put another one here. So that's what I'm doing here, is what we're doing is, we're just sprucing up this one. That's the idea. And I didn't have enough berries, I didn't think, so I wanted to get some more berries, and I think I'll deepen that red a little bit. Oops, that filled in too quickly. Okay, so you can always, if you didn't get your highlight, on the first time around, you can always just come back in with some white and put it in yourself. So that's, I like the more berries. I'm liking that better. Like, see, in a couple places I forgot, so I'm going to go to the white, and I'll just dab in. It doesn't have to be completely white. It can be, might have some water on it. It'll end up mixing with the red a little bit. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. You want it whiter, wait for it to dry, and dab some more white on. Then I'm going to, I washed off my brush, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a bigger brush. That was a size 8. This is a size 10 watercolor brush, round, pointed tipped. And I want to add some more foliage, but I want to add it in different colors that I've got kind of happening there. So I'm going to come here and sort of put that in like that. I'm going to add a little brown, and that will give me a dark green. So I've kind of got that with a little bit of highlights going on there, and kind of drag some of that brown. Now my brush is a little bit wet, so And I'm going to poke it like that to get the highlights, but I wanted to get this. I just want to drag the water around a little bit in the paint. And I actually wanted to get some blue or purple, whatever I've got, to add that right there where it's coming from, the like that darker. Wash off my brush. And then I'm going to take some yellow. Whoops, that's a little too much yellow. It's one of my greens here. I'm going to have a lighter, whoops. Oh my. Okay, well, as you can see, okay, well, we got goof ups. Okay, so that's also fine when you're doing tutorials, because you can show how to fix them. We'll take some water on the brush. And of course, because it would have to be with the brown, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll make something out of it. But I wanted a light green, yellowy green here, and add little bits of little, what do you call them? Little leaves, little bits of foliage, with a lot lighter. Grab too much on my. Must have been the part that was. But as you can see, we're already enhancing the picture that it started from. So that's my intention to show you. And these are lighter. It's those kind of leaves anyway. It's tip down, belly tip, then tip down, push the belly and bring it up. And you get a really pretty, you can do it very lightly to get little ones. And then from here, I think what we'll do is to make that lighter one there. Make the lighter one here. It's a little too, there we go. Let's do that just for the sake of bringing a little color here. Add some yellow in that one. And then let's put a little purple and a little pink into this particular one. And bring this color there. Just adding more foliage around and changing up the color of the greens, which is just always such a good idea to do. Either the type of the leaf and or the and reds are always so pretty in foliage. So we can do that. Like that. And we've already, we've made it just look so nice. So much prettier. I like the light ones and then the dark ones, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to liven up your foliage. So and go into the orange, put some orange into these, like this, soften it a little. Some more orange maybe over here, which will appear more red because I'm putting orange into red. So we did that, and I think I might go right to this bright orange and come over here and I can get some, sort of just flick some around like this in his body. That kind of, I don't know, kind of makes his body appear a little brighter, more colorful, because birds are, they are so incredibly colorful. Now I had these, and these were, this was a type, sort of like an impressionistic type of painting, and so that's why I've got the stuff from behind and leaving it that way. I don't want to change that. I'm going to take darker red here and add it to the bottoms of some of these, not too many. I don't want to do too much to this. I just wanted to show you some techniques that you can do with, you know, if you're wondering, can I go over? Let's highlight his beak a little bit. Can I go over an old painting? Yes, you can. It's got to be all dry before you do that, but you can. I'm doing it right now. So you're not going to be able to change a lot of what you already have on, but you can add to it, which is what I'm doing. I think I'll take some orange yellow and just kind of come here and add that there. Maybe this one instead there. Kind of like there's a couple coming right out from behind him. Oh yeah, that works good. Maybe even up here, we can do that. Okay. Just sort of give it some more, you know, something else. And what you can do, too, if you wanted to, you know, I could take like a real light orangey color and let's choose more of a red. I'm not sure what and just sort of add some more. This paper is dry, that's why you hear that sound, and go kind of around the body of the bird and leaving some white spaces still, and he will kind of pop out a little more, which is what I was trying to get at. And we can add some yellow over here and some pink over here. Just sort of scrape it around the page. It gives a nice effect. Bring some color down here. And then what I'm going to do is come back into this white, and I'm going to accentuate some of that white again, now that I've added color to the background, and it keeps seemingly to fade out here, so a little too much on that, but that's okay, because I wanted more than not, so. Just, I've got a lot, so I'm going to have to be super careful. I got to try to get some of that off. Okay, and then come in here and put some of these white, you know, flick these white feathers around again. So he's, and then wipe a little of this off, and I can add some more in here. It's whatever you want to do, really. It's whatever you see in your mind, whatever you're painting and you see, you know, whatever you see comes up in your imagination, then just, that's what you want to do. And we can add some of that to some of these flowers that were already here for highlights. And then we can actually wash my brush off there and make maybe some of that sepia and some other color there, and actually have a branch, a couple of branches coming like over its head, and add another blue to go back to the blue here like I was doing. And that's how I made these flowers. There was just nothing special. Just dabbing it on there. They were supposed to be, you know, a tad bit impressionistic. So we've got that. We can take some pink, put that in there to give that blue almost a purplish hue. Sometimes blue and reds can be just so incredibly pretty. Then dab it in a few places around it to take the highlight. And then, you maybe come here, which I don't have any. Oh, there it is. Well, this is gamboge. I thought maybe we could put that in the center. Indicate a center. But see, they're not defined. And I could do that all over the place if I wanted to. Like if I wanted an orange one, go into the orange here. Do one here, small one. Another small one right here, orange. Don't have much orange going on. Put one here. Oops. Filled it in, I didn't want to do that. Well, it's all right. Okay, so, and, you know, it's just depictions of flowers is what it's called. Take some yellow, come into the center of those. Can't really see it very well. Maybe it would be better to take like a red, yeah, and go into the center of it. Oh, where the center would be. It's like I said, they're kind of a, all right. And see, some are defined and some are not defined, and that was the whole idea. And we can even blot out, you know, some of that for highlight. So, I mean, there we go again, folks. It's taking an old painting, kind of, well, using the jelly gouache and the watercolor together, and sort of sprucing it up and kind of bringing it to life in a whole new way, which I am finding I really love to do. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I'm going to leave that. I think I'm just trying to look at it and see if there's anything I want to add. I think what I want to do is define his eye again for a second, because I want to get that black on the eye, his particular eye. Bring some, because we know that they're kind of dirty too. You know, I mean, there's kind of, there we go. And actually we could use, we could actually use another couple of branches coming down here. You want to go light, because if you don't go light, like what just happened to me, you get the thick branch. Wash that off really well. And then what we could do is, well, we've got choice of, we could add little berries to it, or we could put, if we do white, we're not going to see it very much. I guess we'll go back to the red and put some more berries like this, or whatever you think you want to put, you know, it's up to you. That's what I'm seeing here anyway. Fill it in a little more, just leave some white for the, this is the gouache, jelly gouache. Yeah, I like that. There we go. All right. Just using the very tip of the brush. That looks fine to me. And maybe a couple of green. A couple of, I've got a little bigger brush here, so I don't want it to end up some delicate little leaves like this. Maybe a little, well, okay. Leave it like that. It's always hard to know in painting when to stop. It always is. No matter what kind. Now I think maybe we should come over to this these here and give them a little bit there, a little brighter. So that was kind of hidden down into the, add some weight to that. And then as you can see, I had some other little, look like buds that were happening, and we don't want to make them any more pronounced than that. So you've got some stuff in the background, and you've got some things in the forefront, giving you that depth, type of depth. Now what I can do right here is that's all forward, right? I can come here and add like something like this, so that it kind of looks like there's some other ones that are in the background that are faded and you can't see them. That's a very pretty, you know, effect when that happens. So you just sort of get a watered down version of whatever color. And so that it looks like in the background there are flowers that you can't really see very well. They've been, you know, they're in the background. And that's fine, and I think that's the way I'm going to leave this one. Oh, we lost his little eye again. Okay, we got to go back up to the, we have to have that beautiful white center of the bird's eye. We can't, there he is. Okay, I mean, it's so beautiful. Eyes of animals and birds, it's gorgeous. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave it like that. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you try it yourself. Taking an old painting and sprucing it up to make it something new and more beautiful. Check out my other tutorials. I have a lot of other kinds. It's a fairly new channel, and I have dedicated it just to watercolor and jelly gouache at sometimes when I paint. So check out the rest of them, and I'll be continuing putting more videos on. Please like and subscribe, put your comments, your questions, whatever, and please keep coming back and let me know, okay? I will talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.